Y'all, I wanted to talk about something. I wanted to talk about neuropathy. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a nutritionist. When a person be like, oh, my foot hurt, my ankle hurt, or like something just balled up and won't unball, and they be like, oh, it's neuropathy. Like maybe they almost had a stroke or something. I'm just going to speak from my perspective of neuropathy. Neuro, dealing with the mind, the neurons in the brain, right? So it's this guy I've known for 4 years. When I first started working with the company I'm with, they used to send me up there. And the work I had to do can get a little strenuous. He never asked me for help. I assisted, but he never asked me for help. And I was always, when I was there, he would look forward to seeing me. We kept each other number. So the last few times I saw him, he was like, oh, I'm about to retire, but he was limping. And I always knew he was a diabetic. And I always knew he liked to drink beer and soda. He wasn't really a water person. So this is my take on it. This is my perspective because I'm going to speak on my body, what my body has done before. So finally, when I was traveling back down here, I was like, okay, you already worked today. And you said you want to get on the road early because I didn't want to fly. And flying is actually cheaper and faster. But I didn't want to fly. I wanted my car and I wanted to take my time. So I called a guy and I said, hey, I'm going to be passing through. Can I spend the night? And he was like, yeah. You can sleep on the couch. You can sleep on the bed. You can sleep wherever you want to sleep. And I was like, okay. So when I got there, he was limping. He barely could stand up and he had a cane. And I said, Lord, if he's honest with me what's going on with his body, just by looking at him, he didn't have to tell me nothing. All he had to do was listen to me and want to live. That's all he had to do is listen to me and want to live. And I said, well, he's sitting on the couch and he keep lifting his foot up, twisting his foot. It hurt, it hurt. I said, well, if it hurt, but it was balled up, it was swelled up, and it was crawling. I said, if you still could feel it, that's good, because the way it looked like somebody needed to amputate it. I ain't lying. It looked like it needed to be amputated, and he too sexy, he too handsome. But I remember why I quit talking to him on the phone. Some people can have a lot of hate in their heart and their mind, but it ain't really them, it's their spirit crying out that they not getting the right neurological nutrients. They not getting the right brain food. They not getting the right cell food. So when you wondering why somebody always complaining, oh, my back hurt, this hurt, that hurt, I don't feel good, I ain't gonna get out of bed, they just always complaining. It don't seem like they can function like normal people, right? Like he always complained about getting up for work. Well, anyway, so I'm at his house. And the first thing I did was get a trash bag and start dumping all his trash bin, like the bedroom, bathroom. I've never been in his house a day in my life. And I also brought the beer he liked. He never caught on, like, how you knew, I haven't talked to him about 6 months. Like, how you knew what beer to bring. So the beer I brought, he was happy. Because, he let me spend the night. I ain't had to get no hotel. I could do whatever I needed to do there. Shit. That saved me $150. Well, anyway, I just got a trash bag, a big 13-gallon trash bag, and started dumping all the bins in his house. He needed help. He couldn't stand up. Imagine that. You done worked 21 years, done retired, your F1, your 401k, you only 63 and you limping. Don't know what to do. He didn't have no multivitamins. He didn't have no zinc. He didn't have no magnesium. He didn't have no B12 complex. This just the beginning. I said, now look, God brought me here to help you. You either gonna do it or you gonna suffer. You gonna sit around here and say you don't want to drink no carrot juice, you don't want to eat no spinach, you don't want to eat no cucumbers and celery. You gonna suffer. Then you say you're diabetic. Yeah. I said, well, they're gonna take your foot. Neurologically, he ain't got no oxygen. This is my take. Do your own research. Talk to a doctor. 9 out of 10, they don't even fucking know. They want you to take a pill. You know what I mean? I'm not challenging their authority. I'm about to explain to you what I did to help myself over the years. I used to do drugs. I used to eat a lot of vegetables, but I could go 2 or 3 weeks eating nothing but meat and grains and beans. So I'm going to tell you how I brought the oxygen back into my body, back into my neurons, how I fed my brain. Okay? So I said, dude, the first thing we're going to do is go get you some magnesium, zinc, a multivitamin, and a B12 complex. And you got to eat these cucumbers. I said, this silica, you need the silica real bad. It's going to line your veins, your vascular system. So he got tangerines, bananas for potassium. We didn't buy potassium pills. Try to eat the potassium within a potato and something living. So, and whatever is in the multivitamin. So we got the multivitamin, the B12 complex, the zinc, and the magnesium. We got him a big thing of that bottle farm juice, and alkaline water and regular water. And I told him take half of the alkaline water and half juice and drink it every day until the bottle gone. He said that he was able to, in 2 days, he said he was able to stand up without that cane. When he stood up, his foot, his ankle, all the weight that was on his ankle didn't hurt no more. When your brain is dry and it's misfiring, it will pull joints out the socket. The muscle can't breathe. It ain't getting enough flow. It ain't getting enough lubricant. And it takes minerals, but not only minerals, it takes vital life force energy. What the hell they over there doing? It takes vital life force energy. I'm going to tell you something about my brain, how it misfire. Let's say I'm masturbating. And no, this is not internal masturbate. This is external. We have a vein that runs from all the way down our heart, all the way to our clitoris. And then you masturbate, you climax, right? So let's say I climax. Do you know how much fire it took from my brain? Do you know how many nutrients it took from my brain to explode, right? And when it happened, my toe flexed and my whole Charlie horse, I get a whole strain up the leg. The whole sciatic nerve start pulling. That's how much mineral I just used from masturbating. So what I got to do? I got to go eat a banana. I got to take potassium. I got to get my magnesium. I got to get my zinc. I got to get my multivitamin. And it goes away. So how is it that when you masturbate and you climax, it takes away so much nutrients from the body to give that spark, that life force energy, so you can conceive? So this how I knew he was fucked up in the head. I'm over there, we watching sports or Martin or something. Martin was on that night. And he grabbed his dick and was like, man, I wish I could get this thing up. Dude, I don't care if you was gonna get it up. We ain't about to do nothing. I ain't even about to play with you. You sitting over here sick, won't drink no water. Beautiful. I mean, beautiful. He's beautiful. Smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, eating pizza, drinking a Mountain Dew, saying they sugar free. Man, you about to hurt yourself with all them chemicals. Got pizza and wings in the refrigerator. No vegetables. No life force energy. So we at the next day, I said, well, I'm about to get ready to go. After I got ready and stuff and helped him take his trash out, I said, I'm about to get ready to go. I said, would you like me to take you to Walmart? What's your budget? How much money you got? Let's go get you some fruit and vegetables and some vitamins. So we went and got his multivitamin, his B12 complex, and his ankles didn't have no swelling, but his foot was fat. Imagine that. His ankles didn't have no swelling. It was just neuropathy. Neuropathy. If a part of your brain not getting no oxygen, guess what it say? Well, I gotta save the brain, so we gonna kill this part of the body so we can continue to live. Your brain will kill limbs if you don't have enough nutrients. If you don't have enough oxygen, your brain will kill limbs. Does that make sense? Your brain will kill limbs so you can survive. So you got to give your brain what it needs to survive, so it won't say, well, take that foot off, take that leg off, take that arm off. I ain't lying. They not going to teach you this. If you do not give your brain what it needs, the oxygen, the minerals, it's spinning. It's spinning. It's an electrical vortex. It don't stop spinning. Let it go to a certain megahertz or whatever, hertz. Let it go to a certain hertz where you damn near brain dead. It say, fuck it, we ain't about to die. Cut that foot off. Cut that leg off. Cut that knee off. We gonna cut that shit off before we lose all our nutrients. It's gonna reserve its power to protect itself. And I told him that. I said, you need cell food. You need brain food. You need electrolytes. That's another thing we did. Since I know he a sweetaholic, we got him a Gatorade. And he wanted to drink the Gatorade before he drank the water. So again, we got him a multivitamin, B12 complex, zinc, and magnesium, all separate bottles. We got the bananas, the cucumbers, the tangerines, and the bottle farms juice to mix half and half with alkaline water and drink it every day. Got the big $9 bottle, the 52 ounce of the bottle farm juice. And he already said he was able to stand up and did not feel pain. And he was able to walk outside without his cane to go smoke his cigarette. That man did not have enough nutrients in his brain to support his whole body. He didn't have enough oxygen in his brain to support his whole body. Remember, this is theoretically, hypothetically, allegedly. But I'm telling you, when a person drunk, let's say you go on a binge, let's say you do coke 2 or 3 nights, you drink alcohol, and then your foot starts spasming, you start getting a Charlie horse. The first thing they do is tell you to drink a Gatorade, a Powerade, a Gatorade, a Powerade, to give your body electrolytes. I had a girl call me the other day. She was like, oh my God, my neck. I've been having this neck cramp for 2 weeks. I said, go get a Gatorade. Do you know she pulled over to go get smokes and didn't get the Gatorade? I said, bitch, I ain't going to tell you but one more time. I'm not going to sit on the phone with you talking about this spasm running up your neck into her brain. She literally said, it's going into my brain. It's going into my brain. Lay down the street. Started spasming up the neck, main artery. Went to the hospital. Put her on an IV drip. because she didn't know how to supplement herself to get the right electrolytes. Coconut water, Gatorade, Powerade, and putting all those minerals together with the perfect salt balance. Give you the oxygen you need, but you gotta eat raw fruits and vegetables. That's vital. That's the vital necessity. That's living force energy. Your body gonna break that down and process it before it process anything else. I ain't lying. So if you party over the weekend and you come back home and you feel like your foot spasming, your leg spasming, you need electrolytes. You need magnesium and zinc. It's a lot of more minerals you need. You need a multivitamin. You need living fruits and vegetables, watermelon, cantaloupe, cucumbers, oranges, vitamin C. And I looked at him, I said, I see that scar on your leg. That was an old wound, and you healed good. I said, so your electrical field, it's there, it's trying to save you, but you're not getting enough oxygen to your brain. That's what it means. He said, man, I think I'm going through neuropathy. I said, neuropathy? That's your brain. You need food. And he already doing better. And we'll know if he really doing better if I stop by there in that kitchen clean. I know what it's like to be weak, hurting. I ain't playing. The first thing I do, if I drink over the weekend, the first thing I'm doing is drinking some carrot juice, eating an apple, eating a banana, because I know I got to put that life force energy back into me. The life force energy is vital. It's a necessity that all natural healers tried to teach people. Now you sit up here and deplete your brain, and then your brain gonna warn you. It's gonna make something on your body spasm. And when you have them spasms, the first thing you need is Pedialyte, Gatorade, zinc and magnesium. And then if you got a cut that won't heal, iron, beets, green, anything chlorophyll. Don't bring that stress on yourself. Your brain is designed to protect itself. That's why it starts with your legs and feet first, because it still needs its hands to consume. I hope this is able to help somebody. Like I say, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm telling you what I've gone through. And I've seen people who can thrive and get it, got the willpower to do it. But if you neglect yourself, you say, I don't like water, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like salads. Now you know what condition they in. And when you see a person that don't do that and still thriving, you know why? They fast. They ain't stressed out. Their kidneys still flowing. They ain't depleting their brain of oxygen. I ain't telling you no lie. Hopefully this can help somebody. And he wasn't taking no multivitamins, none. He had gave up. That didn't help. It ain't that. That man wasn't eating no life force energy, no vital nutrients, no living foods. You gotta eat living foods. I'm gonna leave it there. Until next time, unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free. Mwah.